Well, first of all, you can't be a student to apply for these grants. You have to wait until you graduate. But that being said, at the Toronto Arts Council, if you're talking about creative writing, there are, I guess for you guys in your group, there's the Emerging Artist Grant for in literature, and I think that's 2,000. And that deadline is in June. If you are considered a professional writer, the same deadline, and I think that's 8,000. And then at the Ontario Arts Council, there is something, it's the Work in Progress grant. This is creative writing still. And that deadline is 3 times a year. It's like February, June, and October, and that's 12,000. And then at the Canada...
Actually, that one, the Ontario Arts, sorry, but that one, it varies by, the publisher decides, actually.
No, that's, that's the Creators Reserve. I'm not talking about the Creators Reserve. That's a different one. But you can do Creators Reserve as well.
It's different than nonfiction.
Yeah, Creators Reserve is another one at the Ontario Arts Council where you don't actually apply to the Ontario Arts Council, you apply to the publisher as a third-party recommender, and if the publisher likes the work that you've done, the Ontario Arts Council gives them the money to give to you.
Exactly.
That's that one. That's the
That's
Creators Reserve, which is another one at the Ontario Arts Council. But I was also talking about the Works in Progress one. And the actually, if you're interested in the Creators Reserve, I think they're accepting up until February, depending on the publisher. So go online, find the deadlines. At the Canada Council, there's something almost exactly like the Works in Progress one. I can't remember the title of it, but it's probably Works in Progress. And again, that's 12,000 as well. And I think the deadline is 3 times a year. This is all for creative writing that I'm talking about. You have to have, now to apply for these grants, you guys have to have been published already. You have to be considered a professional amongst your peers. For certain grants, you need to, for all of them, you're gonna have to submit support material. So sometimes that's 40 pages of your book or whatever it is you're working on. And because there's 6 people on the jury, you have to photocopy 40 pages 6 times. So get a discount card at Kinko's. Also, some of them require a budget. So what are you going to do with this money? So you have to put exactly what you're using it for. That's usually subsistence, rent, food, travel. But you can't have a surplus or a deficit. You have to use the money exactly for what you say for, and you have to have a budget. Some of them are going to require letters of reference, as we were speaking about, so keep your letters of reference or start getting them now. Some of them require your CV. Almost all of them are going to require you to fill out the application form, obviously. It's a lot of work. Literally, your life is going to be on these websites throughout the year applying for these grants. If you don't get it in the February deadline, you have to skip the deadline and wait until the October deadline, but you're just going to be constantly applying for them. And unfortunately, with the way that the government funding is going, there's less money and more people applying. So make sure that your package that you send them is impeccable. Don't send them anything that they don't require. Don't put it in a duotang. If they say don't put it in a duotang, don't staple it, put it in paperclip. Like literally, these little things, if you staple it, they will freak out on you. They literally will. Like you have to the letter, what they say in the application for these grants, you do it to the letter. And if they say we want your application form to answer these questions, make sure every single question is answered as succinctly and briefly and as eloquently and as the most loveliest language you can use. But like competition is stiff. I've been quite lucky where they've been quite generous with me. But they're like, for example, 2009, I got 2 Canada Council grants. 2010, I got nothing, you know? And that's really hard, like, because I'm a writer and everybody needs to eat. Unfortunately, writers deserve to be paid. We deserve to eat. That's another thing too. I don't publish anywhere where they don't pay. I need to eat. But that's another story. So yeah, competition is stiff. So if you don't get it, it doesn't mean that your writing is bollocks. It just means that there wasn't enough money to go around. So keep applying and keep applying. And all this is on the website. And there's more than just Toronto Arts Council, Ontario Arts Council, and Canada Council. There are other grantors out there. You have to find them. You have to get on the websites. If you guys know workinculture.ca, that's another great website if you're looking for jobs. That's off topic of grants, but it just came to my head. And there's a whole bunch of other websites too where you can find, actually that's not true, because Work in Culture, every once in a while they will post, oh, we have a grant available to send out, Get on mailing lists, get on email servers, all that stuff. You're gonna find grants available other than the government grants.
Could you just name those grants again, the organizations that?
I'm sorry?
Could you name those grants again that you just said? You listed a bunch of them.
You mean the grant, the names of the grants themselves?
Oh no, sorry. Like you said, the Canadian Council.
Okay, there's the Canada Council.
Yeah.
There's the Ontario Arts Council, and there's the Toronto Arts Council.
Go on the Government of Canada website or the provincial ones too, and they're all.
Right, you can just Google these names and their websites will pop up. I think Ontario Arts Council is arts.on.ca. Toronto Arts Council, I think, is just torontoartscouncil.org or .com, I don't remember. And it's canadacouncil.ca. Just Google it, go to their websites, all the information is there. And if you're not interested in literature, it's also, they have grants available for theater, for dance, for visual art, for film, for any fine arts. And also, it's not just for working on projects. One of the Canada Council grants that I got in 2009 was I was accepted into the 8th International Women Playwrights Conference in Mumbai. And I can't afford to go to Mumbai, so I applied to the Canada Council. They gave me a travel grant to go. So my trip to India was funded by the Canada Council. So if you have travel-related costs to the development of your career as a writer, it will be paid for by X amount of government grants. So look to see what you're eligible for. And most of the time you're going to be eligible for a lot, and if you're not, make a case for yourself. And there's a lot of grants available here at York. I remember when I was a third-year theater undergrad, there was a grant that was for Native disabled women. And I'm not Native or disabled. But the way that the grant was written, it could have been construed that it was for natives or for the disabled or for women. So I made a case for myself. I applied for it, and I was the only person who applied for it, and I got $3,000. You know? Make a case for yourself. Apply for stuff. Literally, like, apply for, if you're not eligible for it, make a case for yourself. Because, like, go to your, I don't remember what they're called, but the administrative offices of whatever department you're in, go there. They have all these grants just waiting for people to apply for them. Ask questions, get money, you don't have to pay it back.
You would have had competition if I would have known about that grant.